Well, what you see with stalking is the same thing you see with most police corruption. Police, quote-unquote, officers learn the nature of what crimes people get away with and why, and they proceed to do them themselves. Same with mental health staff. Okay, so during a 12-month period, an estimated 3.4 million persons aged 18 or older were victims of stalking. And you can read the rest of this as well. Okay, all this is important. I'm just going to talk about some of the more important parts. I might miss some because I got to wrap this up quickly because I have some other clips to put in this video. I have 15 minutes to do it. YouTube does not give me the option to make videos longer like they're supposed to, even though my channel is in good standing. I wonder why that is. Government stalking, government harassment. A lot of other quote-unquote TIs make videos. They're allowed to upload videos that are like an hour long. But anyway, an estimated 5.9 million U.S. residents aged 18 or older experience behaviors consistent with either stalking or harassment. So if you include harassment as well, okay, 5.9 million, okay, that's more than 1 in 100. Matter of fact, that's about 2% of the population. And it's people who are 2% of the population are 18 or older and experience something similar to stalking or harassment in a year, in a 12-month period. Okay, now look at what they do. Unwanted phone calls, that's reported by victims of government harassment. Unwanted letters and emails, cyber bullying, cyber stalking. Spreading rumors, smear campaign. Following or spying, they report being followed. Showing up at places, they report the gang stalkers at the places. Waiting for the victim, they report the gang stalkers are waiting for them. Leaving unwanted presence, okay, they report notes left and vandalization and so on. Vandalizing, that is. Okay, so let's go on. And I was looking for the, there's a statistic, I found it on Wikipedia. I guess I'll put it on the side right quick. It should be up now if I remember to put it there. It basically says about 15% or something like that of people, victims of stalking, are victims of group stalking. So you see how ridiculous for people to play this off as some kind of, some kind of mental disorder. This is from justice.gov, okay, from the U.S. Bureau of Justice Statistics Special Report, U.S. Department of Justice. How can you have a Department of Health, mental health services and so on, contradicting the more reliable department? Maybe not by much, but the statistics are more reliable than the mental health statistics. I'm sure we can all agree on that. And they're contradicting them. Okay? The government needs to get their story straight if they're going to victimize people and expect us to fucking play stupid about it. Okay? Not that we're going to play stupid about it even if they do get their story straight, but hey, whatever. Okay? Moving on. Okay, so the perception of reasons why the stalking or the harassment began. This is fucking key. Okay, retaliate. Oh, okay, fucking come on, don't it's glitching on me. I'm not holding anything down. It's not supposed to do that right now, but let me fix it real quick. This is key though. Okay, this is the victims. This is what the victim thinks it's about. Retaliation, anger, or spite, 30%. Okay, obviously the government's retaliating against whistleblowers because they're control freaks and so on and so forth. It's retaliation. Number one. Number two is what? Control. Now, who's the biggest control freaks of all? Let me see. Shrinks. I don't think I have to explain. If I have to explain to you why shrinks and cops and the government are the biggest control freaks of all, you might as well be a fucking shrink or a cop, because there's not much fucking intelligence and insight required to be those professions. Anyway, mentally ill, emotionally unstable. We all report that people who are doing this have complexes. They're narcissistic disorders. They have control freaks, God complex, they have inferiority complex, and so on. We all report, it's commonly reported that there's rapes that take place. Okay? 1 in 10 victims reported that the started 5 years or more before the survey. Let's see. So what was it? Let me see, because there's something. So, victims were likely to be stalked by an offender. Okay. It goes on to say the victimization. Okay, cyber stalking and electronic monitoring. More than 1 in 4 stalking victims reported some form of cyber stalking was used, such as email, instant messages. Electronic monitoring was used to stalk 1 in 13 victims. Videos or digital cameras were equally likely as listening devices or bugs to be used as. Okay, look at this. This is on record. Okay, if we go by the numbers, okay, stalking. What was it? How many million did they say? They said. Let me go back. Okay, 3.4 million people, 18 or older, a year, right? So this is a year. Let's go back down to that electronic stuff. Oh, we'll go to the protect themselves slave. All this proves my point beyond any doubt. And remember, the Department of Justice, obviously, the law enforcement has these statistics. So they're looking at this, they're seeing how these people get away with it, and they decided to take this route. What was that fucking thing I was just looking at? Okay, cyberstalk. Okay, so it was 3.9 a year, so 1 in 4. That means 1 million people a year report that some form of cyberstalking was used. Email, instant message, electronic monitoring, all these things that, you know, victims of gang stalking report. They would expect you to believe that 1 million Americans every year are mistaken about electronic monitoring and cyber stalking. But yet they have cyber stalking and cyberbullying laws. Let's see what they were doing, okay? Involvement electronics. Cyber stalking, electronic monitoring, email, instant messenger, blogs, internet sites about the victim, chat rooms, computer spyware, 44.1%, digital cameras, 40%, listening bugs, 35%, GPS, 9%. Most of these, you know, this is not a small problem. This is a huge problem. And who uses these things the most? These are private eye people. These are government contractors and so on and so forth. Those are the majority of the people using this equipment. Granted, almost all this equipment, if not all of it, you can purchase, you know, in many places. But who are the people trained to use it? And why they're using it, you know, they know that, hey, I could use this to fucking stalk people and get away with it for the same reason I can use it. It's the same reason the mafia uses the same techniques as cops to take people out. Cops will go in, you know, pretending to be the TV repairman or something, then they'll arrest somebody. Hitmen will go in pretending to be the TV repairman and kill somebody. Anyway, help from others. Okay. So what did they do? 2% got a gun or some kind of weapon. Okay. They try to change their day-to-day activities. They try to change their route. This is why these people, you know, they know these statistics. These statistics have been out since 2009. This particular document. So look what they did. They tried to enlist friends and family. So they know that, hey, you know, we know from all these reports of stalking that these people go to their friends and family for help. So we have to isolate them. Okay? All these people, attorneys, and so that's why when I wrote the attorneys, 2 different attorneys, neither of them got back to me. They knew that that was what they do. So they're going to kind of control your results, your search results, to keep you from doing that. And they say, look, talk to a mental health professional, 8.3%. So they knew that you're going to go to the shrinks. So obviously the shrinks are in on it. All right. And only 0.7% hired a private investigator. And so that's why a lot of the private investigators are already in on it. They don't know what's going to happen. That's the worst fear. Behavior would never stop. Bodily harm, that's why they don't stop it. They want to keep you not knowing what's going to happen. They don't want to stop it. They want to keep you afraid of, you know, you're going to be harmed. Keep you afraid that CPS or they're going to kidnap your family or your child or your family. Loss of freedom, that you're going to go to jail. And, you know, you look at, what are they afraid of? I mean, this is fucking what I see with gang. I don't think I've seen any person that claimed to be a victim of gang stalking who didn't experience all of this stuff, you know? How was the victim when he was stalked? They were annoyed, angry, anxious, concerned. I mean, this is, you know, and the mental health will say, oh, there's a mental disorder. These people didn't feel like this until they were given a good reason. How the victim felt when the stalking or harassment began and progressed. They didn't feel like this until you sniveling cowards did it. And then you're going to pretend they're crazy. Oh, you see me angry, right? And concerned about the deeper implications for society. I'm not frightened. Don't feel helpless, but they're trying to get you depressed and frightened and helpless and sick and suicidal. So 0.9%, they know 1 in 100 people who are stalked feel suicidal. There's a 1% chance that somebody's going to feel suicidal. And so they study, well, what made this person feel suicidal? And they have other statistics and notes about that. And they discuss among themselves, well, how can we increase that 1% number? So the least case scenario, they know that 1% of people who are stalked will feel suicidal. They know that. Okay, so 139,000 stalking victims were attacked with a weapon. So these people were reporting being stalked. The system didn't listen to them. And 139,000 of them were attacked, not just attacked, but with a weapon. And of those being attacked with a weapon, 22% were attacked with a handgun, while 42% were attacked with a knife. Remember I talked about how it's important for knife self-defense and hand-to-hand combat, and you bitches don't want to listen. And then 38% were attacked with a blunt object of some kind. Now what happened? Injury sustained. Rape, sexual assault. 38,000, 13.9% that were attacked were raped. Your government knows these things. Okay? I've went way over the fucking time. I want to throw in some couple clips, so I gotta just wrap this up here. Methodology. There you have it. I'm not going to go over it. I'm running out of time. Okay. Victim's perception. Okay. Screening questions. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go to the screening question. Could you make sure you all have a look at that? Pause this. Do what you must. Pause this. Do what you must. Some more statistics that are important. I'm out of time. I got to just wrap this up. So I apologize if I'm moving too quick or you don't have a chance to see it, or if it's blurry or whatever. There we go. Thank you. So as you can see, I've always looked into things that were going on in my life. This gang stalking, I spent a whole bunch of time looking into gang stalking. The psychiatry, I spent 21 years looking into psychiatry.
This is from Dr. Olwers's research. It shows the bully victim binary and how other people in the group take on different roles. Due to the popularity of the bully, others with social high standing, which they don't want to lose, all those who want to raise their status within the group may also start to take part either by feeling positive about it and actively joining in.
I wish I could play that out, but anyway.
Explain everything. His son's girlfriend and some of her friends would occasionally blow the horn, but he says that was just their way of saying goodbye.
When they would leave the house, the girls would toot the horn just to let them know they're leaving.
A little toot? Yeah, Rick says, like this car leaving the Clementi's driveway at 4 in the morning. Does the city of Hubbard have a horn-blowing epidemic?
An epidemic? No. We do have a problem in one particular area.
We patrolled around town with the police chief, Jim Tafe.
At some point, people began blowing horns, but it became clear at another point that on occasion it was used to harass the person that lived there.
Son, the man, was a stalker and knew intimate details about her daughter's life. She says Amanda's main goal was to teach other kids about how to be safe online. Her story has touched the hearts of people around the world, with many posting their own tributes on YouTube. More than 600,000.